Welcome back to On the Scout. I'm Don. I'm here to talk to you about the clothing systems needed for a mountain hunt in the Rocky Mountains. For the more extreme, furthest end of the season, I'm talking about late October into November, into Thanksgiving time, I have the extreme weather clothing system. The overall binding theme of all these clothing systems is that it's modular and you have to change layers as temperature condition dictates. Let's think about the different modes of activity you have while you're actually hunting in the mountains. You have climbing uphill, you have stalking slowly, and then you have glassing. 3 different modes. The clothing that you carry for each of these clothing systems has to be able to be configured on the spot to allow you to dress quietly, move quickly, and move efficiently when you're hunting. So in the late season, leaving camp, whether it's on horseback or by vehicle, I'll probably start the day wearing every layer I have on me. And as we leave the vehicle, the horse, we start climbing, I'll delayer this big puffy down parka, and I'll actually be like going into climb mode. So static mode includes being in a vehicle or a horse. So going in climb mode, I'll have layered down just to climb, and then when I go into stalk mode, I might add a jacket back on, or I might close pit zips or flip hoods up. And then going to static mode, I'll again put all the puffy layers back on. Towards late October into November, I'm most likely already gonna be leaving camp wearing long underwear, outer pants, thicker base layer shirt, several mid layers, probably a SoftShell, maybe even a Gore-Tex type jacket over everything. I'm gonna make a few changes to the layer system I have. I'm gonna be carrying in my backpack down puffy layers. So down is an incredibly lightweight, effective insulating material, but it only really is effective when it's dry. So towards October into November, most likely it's gonna be dry cold. And I'm gonna include these outer puffy parka layers. This is the down Kelvin by SITKA. I've oversized it to the biggest size they have. It's XXL. And I wear this over all of the wool, the mid layers, kind of an over parka. Leaving camp, whether it's on horseback or by vehicle, I'll probably start the day wearing every layer I have on me. And as we leave the vehicle, the horse, we start climbing, I'll delayer this big puffy down parka. If conditions change and conditions are getting colder or windier or there's precipitation, I'll put the jacket that matches that weather condition. So for example, if it's just wind, I could put on a mid-layer jacket like this SITKA Kelvin synthetic puffy with a hood. Or I could put on maybe a SoftShell windbreaking layer over my shirt. This is a FORLOH SoftShell jacket. This jacket doesn't provide any insulation, but provides a lot of windbreaking. And windbreaking itself prevents heat loss, prevents sweat evaporation, and that in itself will increase my core temperature. So I also, if I don't use a synthetic puffer or a SoftShell jacket, I might put on a wool shirt like this Weather Wool CPO shirt. This Weather Wool shirt, it breaks wind to some degree. It provides insulation to some degree, and it can resist precipitation to some degree as well. So it's kind of an all-arounder jacket to add on as a layer just for any condition that might happen to me that the shirt can't provide enough protection for. This garment I really like. This is the SITKA Kelvin puffy pant. It's a down insulated pant with the full side zips again. If the conditions are very extreme, whether in the start of the day or conditions change later on in the day, or we go static to glass, I'll actually use the side zips to put these quickly on over all the layers I'm wearing. I'll have my base layer, I'll have my wool pants, and then I'll have a inch-thick layer of down insulating everything. And the shell material of the SITKA is wind resistant, so it provides even more protection. Depending on the conditions, for climbing, I'm definitely not wearing puffy pants. For stalking, maybe puffy pants. When we're glassing and it's 40 to 0 degrees, absolutely, I'm gonna be living in puffy pants in the static mode. And the important thing about puffy pants is that they need a full side zip. Without a full side zip, you can't really rapidly put them on and take them off your body. That's the key about having a flexible, effective layer system, is that you can quickly and quietly put it on your body and take it off depending on conditions. Another really kind of dorky thing I like to wear in colder conditions, maybe even like the moderate conditions, I actually have to have Glomitts. These are wool Glomitts. You can flip them up convertible mode and be warm, flip them back, and I can have control over my phone. I can adjust equipment and handle fine motor function things with my fingertips. and flip it up and have some protection. So I like to have like mittens. I kind of live in all sorts of mittens. So this is like just a suede with a fleece pile insulated double layer mitten. I like to ride into our hunt or ride on the ATV to our hunt wearing these huge little puffer cozy mittens. Some other mittens I like to use, I use these occasionally during when I go hunting for myself. I actually have these hunter leather insulated mittens, and they're kind of like the other ones, except this pair of mittens has a little slit. I can just pop my trigger finger out. I can kind of hold the rifle stock, just pop one finger out, disengage the safety, and then be on my rifle and still have good trigger control with these trigger mitts by Hunter. When the temperature goes to 40 and towards 0, it's most likely going to be rifle season. I'm going to be carrying a ball cap instead of a boonie cap. There's going to be probably less sun, there's a little bit more precipitation, and so I'm probably going to go to like the ball cap mode. So blaze orange is the color to go to when the guns come out. Depending on what time of year your hunt is, and depending on the state's regs, sometimes you have to have an orange vest as well. This is kind of a lightweight orange vest here, synthetic kind of fleece material. It provides some insulation, some breathability, but I try not to go too thick for orange vest because I really don't want having the mandatory orange vest I wear interrupt my temperature regulation with all the other layers I'm wearing. The late season hats, I'll stop wearing probably the cotton lightweight boonie hat. I'll be switching to this sheepskin weather wool kind of bomber hat. I really like this hat. It's really cozy. It's a little bit heavier, but that's the point. It has leather and it has a layer of thick heavyweight wool. Provides a huge amount of insulation. And I can wear it in different ways. I can flip up the little ears and have kind of like a little kind of like mountain hobbit kind of look. Flip the eyes down, provide like eye protection, sleep protect. You know, when I sleep, I can take a nap. I can use this as a visor, and I can also fully button it up, provide ear protection and eye protection if need be. So the key takeaway for these layer systems is that I treat the jackets interchangeably and I change them as needed. The key principle behind all these layer systems is be bold and start cold. When you begin your climb out of camp or your climb away from your vehicle or your horse, you need to delayer enough to be chilly and uncomfortable. And when you switch modes to stock mode, you're moving a lot slower. You need to actually start adjusting those layers, whether it's closing the pit zips, bringing your buff up, putting your hood on, changing gloves. You do the easy things to add warmth to your body in the stock mode. You're stopping anyways to glass or like sit and wait and see what's happening. You need to take your pack off and add those extra layers on to seal in the heat. You need to add on the layers earlier when you're still hot. That way all the heat that you generated using your calories and your breakfast you ate is kept and used on your body rather than evaporating into the atmosphere and being lost entirely.